So here is your starting grid for the DD2 Masters first final. So Martinas Stankovičius will lead from pole position, representing Lithuania in the 5-3-3. And the current championship leader coming into the final round is Dennis Thun from Germany in the 5-4-4, who will line up alongside on the front row. Thierry de Jong from the Netherlands will start on P3 in the 5-8-8, and he'll be alongside pole sitter from Genk, Michael Becker, who looks to be wrapping up third in the title standings. In the 5-2-6 with Rainer Born in the 5-8-6, also representing Germany, rounding out the 5-strong grid. So the drivers now go on to their formation lap, ahead of 14 minutes plus an additional lap of racing. So in many respects, it's always dependent on how the top two are positioned on the end of this race weekend. So Dennis Thun, if he has a second and a first this weekend, he will wrap up the title with effectively what will be considered, well, if he has 2 wins, and then it will be very, very close indeed. But on countback, if they tie with Stankovičius finishing second in both races and Dennis Thun finishing in the as the race victor and the weekend winner, he may effectively take it on countback. Into the tram lines, revs rise, lights are out, and underway we go. So Thierry de Jong, I think, has managed to get up into, well, he's just gotten up into the lead of the race. He's managed to slingshot past Dennis Thun and Martinas Stankovičius at the same stroke. But then Dennis Thun looked up the inside through turn number 4. He's got Becker to his immediate right-hand side, and then Rainer Born nearly gives him a little bit of a touch on the right, on the left rear wheel. So Stankovičius leading the way. Dennis Thun rounding out the top 3 thus far. De Jong retakes the lead for a brief moment. And de Jong now again gets himself up the inside of the Lithuanian, who powers around the outside through the final corner. Still remember Thierry de Jong's comment on Instagram where he said that, when I said that he was a thief in the middle of the night when he beat Christophe Capitan through the final corner of one particular race at Karting Genk during the B&L karting series, and then that literally went viral on his Instagram. But he's giving Martinas Stankovičius a run for his money. Oh, Dennis Thun is by the side of the road, and I think that is it. Well, Dennis Thun by the side of the road, and that has changed everything. Dennis Thun will be out, I'm afraid. Well, think of it this way. This could be a little bit of a blessing in disguise, because that changes the variance in terms of the drop scores. But that's it for that race. We still have one more race to go. As Stankovičius comes out of turns 13 and 14. Thierry de Jong in second. Michael Becker in third. Rainer Born rounding out the 4 strong that are still running. I think Michael Becker's just been told, come on, man, hurry up. It's always good when you see all these different signs from the mechanics on the gantry just overlooking turn number 3. Various different signals that are shown to some of the drivers. So Tankevicius, with just over 3 minutes of this race completed, leads the way initially after 2 laps by just under a second over Thierry de Jong, who was very much in the mix for going for the race lead. Now the gap extends from just under a second to just over, well, exactly to the decimal point, 1.5 seconds between Tankevicius and also Thierry de Jong. So all 4 drivers currently running within just under 3.5 seconds of each other after the opening 3 laps of the race, with Renneborn bringing up the rear. But the good thing is that Thierry de Jong was within 6 1/1000ths of the fastest lap of the race. It's just been set by Martinez Tankevicius after just 4 laps. We've got over 8 minutes and 50 still to go, but Tankevicius leading by just a fraction over a second and a half. And Thierry de Jong, earlier on this week, when we had that deluge of rainfall, when free practice started, well, training started happening on Wednesday, with everyone sort of getting here either Monday or Tuesday to set up shop, get the awnings up. The rain has been very much the weather condition de rigueur here at Wackersdorf. So Tankevicius extends the lead fractionally, still around about a second and a half between him and Thierry de Jong. Michael Becker sitting in 3rd place, a further 1.7 seconds adrift. And point scorers so far this season, I know that Tony Hogg, you're still watching in the sunny climates of the United Arab Emirates. You mentioned the great weather for ducks. That's exactly what it's been this weekend, Tony. Thank you very much. We have you to blame for that. He will finish effectively 10th in the championship behind DD2 upstart, Alessandro Glauser. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that. But the way things stand, I'm just looking at how things are, that Michael Becker is about 13 points ahead of Thierry de Jong based on the current side of things with regards to the drop scores, but the championship permutations will not become evident until all the races have been completed. There's a lovely little shot of Tankevicius sweeping through turn number 3 and turn 2 at the same time. He extends his gap even further to just under 1.8 seconds. So halfway through the race as Martinez Tankevicius makes his way through into turn 9 and into 10. So I'm wondering if very shortly we'll see that this side of things that Tankevicius might even hopefully extend that gap to over 2 seconds as the Lithuanian. And the gap now extends to 2.5 seconds. And Tankevicius sets another fastest lap, 1 minute 4.769. Thierry de Jong on that particular occasion, not his personal best, probably the best part of half a second or so off of his personal best, 1 minute 5.458. Michael Becker puts in his personal best of the race so far. Closes the gap to Thierry Thiong to just 1.8 seconds with a 1 minute 5.257. Rainer Born puts in a 1 minute 5.523. So all the drivers are lapping within 0.8 of a second of each other. The total field covered by just over 6 seconds. So Thierry Thiong again leading to the left-hand side, just making sure the left-hand side tyres are biting into that traction, just so to help him get the kart through the corner. And whenever I speak to Thierry, I feel like I've got the Richard Hammond complex from Top Gear, which makes it quite entertaining from my perspective, because I have to keep on looking up at him. Michael Becker, based out of Hagen in Germany, had an interesting chat a few years ago with a man that actually raced there back in 1976, legend known as Terry Fullerton. He said it was one of his toughest races. Hagen is still around these days. But Thierry Thiong, not only as I commentated on him before at BD2 Masters, but also he was one of the drivers that headed off to Bahrain for the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals and decided to get behind the wheel of Project E20. And funny enough, one of the people who's actually to my immediate right-hand side is this year's Euro Trophy E20 Senior Champion, Luca Costa, who's giving the Craft Motorsport guys a bit of support and a helping hand as well. Had a good catch-up with him last night, having a discussion about all things electric when it comes to the magnetic synchronous motor. There is an event actually happening here next week, which is for unlicensed drivers who will be driving in the Project E20, and with that comes a ticket for the Grand Finals as well. A great initiative shown by BRP Rotax. So 3 minutes and 15 still to go. There's Rainer Born, who on both his race overalls has actually got the line crest of Peugeot on the back of it. So I'm not too sure if he's involved in a dealership capacity, or maybe might have a backing from a local German Peugeot dealer. There's your race leader now, Martinas Stankovičius, who has a lead of just under 3.5 seconds as we head into the final 2 3/4 minutes of the race, plus an additional lap. Now on to lap number 11. So Stankovičius was giving his own version. I don't think it was Tokyo Drift, it was Lithuanian Drift when he went through turns 1 and 2, when they went, no, we don't want our race delayed. We want to just get on with the business at hand. We want to go out there and go racing, and that's exactly what they did. All 5 drivers decided to venture out on slicks and give it a go. Stankovičius makes his way through into turn number 6 in the 533 Virulart chassis. But even with what will be his 5th successive victory, he took 2 at Val d'Argentan in France, 2 back at Marienburg at Captain Giffin, and now on finals day here, the last one of the season, things will be a lot closer. But with Dennis Thum's sudden retirement on the opening stages, I don't think he even made it past the opening lap. The title yet to be decided, so that will go down to the final race of the weekend. Head into the final 60 seconds. Stankiewicz sweeps his way through turns 1 and 2 into turn 3. Still, he's getting the back end stepping out on that Verlaat going through turn number 5. Great, he's got fantastic kart control. He really gave us an indication on his skills, and one of our camera guys actually was talking to me earlier on. He said that he's working like a senior Rotax driver. Well, I can see how he's doing that. He's going to the outside of the circuit, going through into turn number 11, then rotates the kart round. So he's just using slow in, fast out mentality here, which is actually quite a good thing to do in these wet weather conditions. And that's what every single driver so far has had to do. Right, one more lap to go. It's going to be Martinas Stankiewicz sweeping his way through turns 1 and 2 as we speak, onto the 14th and final lap of this 1,222 metre circuit here at Pro Kart Raceland. Just makes his way through into turn number 6. On the 6 left-handers here at the circuit. And through turn 7. It's nice. It's a nice sort of like triple right-hander we get here through turns 7, 8, and 9. They're very much like 90-degree corners, and then you get 90 left at turn 10. So the DD2 Masters title will be decided at the last race of the season at 3 p.m. this afternoon local time, but at the opening final, it's been a clean sweep, and that continues as Lithuania's Martinas Stankiewicz powers out of the final corner, sees the checkered flag, and wins final number 1 here at Wackersdorf. A good showing by Tieta de Jong, who crosses the line taking P2. 5.4 seconds adrift. Michael Becker will round out the top 3 and pretty much secure his position, I think, more than likely in the championship standings. Born brings up, the top 4 drivers out of the 5 making it to the checkered Born rounds out the top 4, making it through to the end of 14 laps. And unfortunately for Dennis Tulm, we're going to have to wait to see what happens in the second final as he retired on the opening lap.